Hello, and welcome to this PanelPilotACE tutorial using PID control. For this tutorial, we are going to create a PID control project to demonstrate the relationship between PID and the set point on a graph. To begin this tutorial, we are first going to create the visual elements for this project. To do so, we will first change the background to a light blue. Next, we'll need to add a graph to the project. So go over to the visual elements and add trend graph to the project. It is going to have a width of 1024 and a height of 384. We're going to center it on the page. So go to Align Elements, Align to the center, and then Align Elements, and we're going to align it to the bottom of the page. The plot interval is going to be every 3000 milliseconds. If you scroll down, we're going to change the tick counts for the y-axis to 4. The first trend graph color will be red, and the second will be blue. We will then need to add 4 rectangles to hold values that will be changed with triangles we are going to create after this step. So add a rectangle to the project. The width is going to be 97 and the height is going to be 67. We're going to change the color of this to see-through. So go to the color and put in all zeros. It is now see-through. We're then going to add a white border to this. So make it 2 pixels and change the color to white. We are then going to make the corner radius 10. Go ahead and place it where you would like it on the screen. Then go ahead and copy and paste 3 more of these. Next, we'll need to add 4 up triangles and 4 down triangles to the project. To create the up triangles, add an irregular polygon. Make the width 95 and the height 45. We're going to then change the color to white. Copy and paste 4 more of these to the project. For this last triangle, change the rotation to 180 to make it upside down. And then also copy and paste 4 of those, or 3 of those. Now we need to name the 4 up triangles. Name the first one Button Up SP. The second one, Button Up P. The third one, Button Up I. And the fourth one, Button Up D. And then do the same thing for the down ones. To continue, we will need to add the text boxes that will house the numbers that we will change with the up and down arrows. Add a text box to the project. Make the width 95 and the height 67. We are going to change the text to set point. We are going to name this text box Text Set Point. Make the alignment in the center. Bold it and make the color white. Make another one and change that text to proportional. Copy and paste another one. Change it to integral. And change this one to derivative. And then change the names. Lastly, we will need to add 4 more text boxes that will be labels on top of the arrows so that the user can differentiate each. Add a text box to the screen and name it setPoint. Center it and change the color to white again. And place it below. Copy and paste more and change them also. All the visual elements are complete. Next, we will move on to the function elements for the project. To begin, we will first need to create project variables that will be linked to the function elements we are going to create. Right-click on project variables and add a number variable. This is going to be called process variable. The process variable is the value we have. Add another number variable and name it setPoint. Make the variable value 1 for the setPoint. The setPoint is the value that we want. The final project variable needed for this project is a log variable. Name this log variable PID results. Interval is going to be 3000 milliseconds. The next function element needed for this project is a data logging function element. So go to the library and add data logging. Add 2 properties. The log name is going to be SP with a log value of the setPoint project variable we just created. The second log name is going to be PV with a log value of the process variable. The log variable is going to be PID results. Now that the data logging feature is created, we can link it to the trend graph. So click on the trend graph and in the data logging section, add the data logging function we just created. Next, we will need to add the function element PID controller to the project. So go over to the function elements and add PID controller. Project variable for the setPoint is going to be the setPoint project variable. And then for the process variable, the project variable is going to be the process variable we also created. The proportional gain is going to be 0.6. The integral is going to be 0.25, and the derivative is going to be 0.3. These will be the points each of them will start at when you first start the project. The control value range, one value must be a negative or else the PID will not level out. So for this project, make the minimum negative 127 and the maximum 127. The delta time will be 3000 milliseconds. And the start delay will be 200 milliseconds. And the next function element we will create is a math builder. This math builder will update the process variable because the PID controller does not update the process variable. The PID controller takes the setPoint in the process variable and calculates the offset. So add 3 values to this math builder. The first variable is going to be the process variable. The second value is going to be a plus. The third element is going to be PID controller with a property of CV. This element will have -3 decimal places. we're going to name it PID output. The next element we will need to add to the project will be an action set rule. Add an expression. The variable will be the process variable, and the value will be the PID output. It will have a property of float value. Name this PID action. The next element we will need to add is a timer. This timer will update the process variable every 3 seconds. So the interval will be 3000 milliseconds. And the action element will be the PID action. Name this PID timer. The next element we will add to the project is an action set rule again. This action will tie the text boxes that will contain the numbers that we will adjust with the arrows to the PID controller. Add 4 expressions. In the variables section, for the first expression, make the element text setPoint with a property of text. The corresponding value will be the setPoint project variable. The next variable is going to be text proportional with a property of text. And the value is going to be the PID controller with a property of KP. The next variable is going to be text integral with a property of text. It is going to have a value of, again, PID controller with a property of KI this time. The fourth variable is going to be text derivative with a property of text. The value is again going to be the PID controller with a property of now KD. We're going to name this onLoad action. This element is complete. Next, we will need to add another timer to the project. This timer will be called onLoad timer. It will repeat the behavior 1 time, and the action element will be onLoad action. The next function element we are going to create will tie the up and down arrows with the numbers and the rectangles in between them, and that will be tied to the PID controller. The first group of elements will be for the setPoint up arrow. We will first need to create a math builder, which will allow how high we can select the number and the rectangle to be, and by how many digits it will change by. So add a math builder to the project. Add 7 values. The first value is going to be min setPoint plus 0.1, comma 2. And then don't forget to end the parentheses. There will be -1 decimal places for this math builder. And we're going to name it Button Up SP Math. Next, we will add an action set rule. This will tie the setPoint project variable with the math builder we just created to the text box containing the numbers for the up arrow. To begin, add 2 expressions. The first variable is going to be the setPoint project variable. The value is going to be the math builder we just created, with a property of float value. The second variable will be text setPoint, with a property of text. And its corresponding value will be the setPoint project variable. Name this one button up SP action. Lastly, for this up arrow, we will need to add the button that will make the arrow work. So add a button to the project. Make the visual element the set point up arrow. And when clicked, it will reform the button up SP action. Name this button up SP. The second group of elements will be for the set point down arrow. We will do all the same steps for this arrow as the up arrow, just modified a bit. So again, add a math builder. Add 7 values. For the verse value, make it max. Set point again. Minus the 0.1. Comma again. 1. And end parentheses. There will also be -1 decimal places. Name this button down SP math. Add action set rule again. And add 2 values. The first will be the set point project variable with a value of the button down SP math we just created with a property of float value. The second variable will be text set point again with a property of text. And the second value is going to be the set point project variable. Name this button down SP action. Add a button again to tie it all together. The visual element will be button down SP, and on clicked perform, it will perform button down SP action. Name this button down SP. The third group of elements will be for the P up arrow. Add a math builder to the project. And again, add 7 values. This time, the second value is going to be PID controller with the property of KP. Add another action set rule. But don't forget to name this math builder. Name it button up P math. Go back to the logic action and add 2 values. The first variable will be PID controller with a property of KP. And the value is going to be the math builder we just made with a property of float value. The second variable is going to be text proportional with the property of text, and the value is again going to be the PID control with the property of KP. Name this button up P action. Again, add a button. The visual element is button up P. It is going to perform button up P action. Name this button up P. The fourth group of elements will be for the P down arrow. So again, add a math builder and add 7 values. Name this math builder button down P math. Add an action set rule again and add 2 values. Again, PID control with the property of KP, and the value is going to be the math builder we just created. We're going to name this button down P action. The 5th group of elements will be for the I up arrow. Again, do all the same steps. Name it button up I math. This project is now complete. If you preview the project in Emulator, you can increase and decrease all of these points, and you'll see how it affects the graph. and you can watch as it slowly tries to even itself out. It does this because of the PID control. Thank you for viewing this PanelPilotACE tutorial, and I will see you in the next video.